Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Football series, going into game week 27 now. We're getting almost only 10 games left. We've got 2 more game weeks and then we've got 12 more games left basically. Coming into this game week, this is how the team's looking. Obviously Pedro Porro is currently 50% chance of playing, but I thought I'd risk it. If not, Dougherty comes on, which I'm not complaining about. I'm alright with that, the way Dougherty's been playing recently. But Leno's playing against Brighton at home, Saliba goes to Sheffield, Tarkowski goes to West Ham, and Pedro Porro goes to Palace. Meanwhile in midfield we've got De Bruyne against United, which I'm not really a fan of right now. Bailey against Luton, Saka against Sheffield, Elanga against Liverpool, and Garnacho against Man City, with Tony and Haaland playing up front, both with home games. But there's a few changes I want to make to this team still. Mainly focused around this. We'll go to transfers. It's easy to go to transfers. Mainly focused around this game week here in game week 29. Look, there's only 4 games playing. So if you look at my team right now, in the games that are actually going to be going on there, you're gone, you won't be there, you won't be there, you won't be there, you won't be there, and you won't be there. That leaves me with currently 6 outfield players, and I've got 3 weeks to get rid of 4 of these players. I can hold on to 2 of them. I don't know which I'm going to hold on to. Probably Tarkowski and Saliba, with them being defenders and me having a defence, unless one of them gets injured, obviously. But Tarkowski, I'm on the verge of taking out anyway. He's got a few bad games coming up. Obviously, Tarkowski and Saliba can stay now. They're in my team for the game week. Saka's definitely staying in the team. And it basically comes down to these 4. I think I'm going to keep Haaland just because of the 76% of people that own him. But it'll probably leave my team next week, to be fair. That game against Liverpool doesn't look too bright, and if I look at who would Villa be playing that next game week, Spurs, which I'll probably bring in Watkins potentially there, or I don't know who else I could bring in. But yeah, let's have a look. So as I said, Haaland staying in the team, and it comes down to bringing out Solanke, De Bruyne or Garnacho. I want to keep Solanke in the team just for now, just in case, because only a slight injury, and he has a double game week next game week. So we're going to keep Solanke for now. And as I said, it's going to come down to De Bruyne and Garnacho. And I'm going to go straight onto it with, I kind of want to bring Son into the team. I know he's not had that great performances recently, you know, he's only just got back, played 28 minutes there, did nothing against Wolves. But they've got a nice run of fixtures coming up, and he will be playing in that game week there, so Son can go on the team first. And as I said, it's coming down to these teams here that will be playing. Looking at this, you probably wouldn't be looking at in terms of midfielders, looking at Fulham or West Ham, because I've already got Bailey in my team. I could potentially bring in Douglas Luiz, but with Spurs next week, I don't know if I want to do that. And obviously I want to bring in Watkins. I've already got Pau Torres, so yeah, we're not going to bring in Douglas Luiz because I want to bring in Watkins, and it's going to come down to a West Ham player, and that would be typically Bowen, especially after last week getting a hat-trick. It'd be safe to bring him into the team, I guess, and you know, against Everton and Burnley the next 2 games, and then they got Villa at home. That's the safest 2 transfers I could make. As I said, I could take out Tarkowski this week as well and let Garnacho play this extra week here, and see how Bowen does this week. Yeah, that's something we will look at. Why not? With Tarkowski, you know, being in the team, looking at defences coming into this game week. Who is it? Who are Spurs playing this week? Crystal Palace, potentially bringing a Spurs defender, but then we've got Villa next week, and that's not. Brentford defenders, Reguilon might scream a little bit out to me if you look at Brentford. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. If we go look at Brentford, who will they be? You know, yeah, where's Reguilon? Bit down, there we go. 36 points, he got -1 point last week. He's had 2 assists though from already. There's potential to bring Reguilon. He gets up the pitch, but these dem fixtures just do not look nice, do they? So no, we're not going to bring in Reguilon. Let's look at Burnley players. Burnley, where are you? Burnley could potentially bring in. Ooh. No one really. I don't like any of them players. Odebert, Amunda. Nah, I'm not really a fan. If you're going to bring a Burnley player, if you want to bring in a Burnley player, I'd go with this guy. This guy has just looked. He looked very, very vicious in his games. I know Hay doesn't have that high expected, but he didn't actually score in this game. He was just offside. It wasn't him that was offside. It was the player that passed him was offside. So it's going to come down to more West Ham and Villa and Spurs. But I will look at Luton as well, because Luton do have a double game week next game week, and obviously it'd be good to jump the gun on that. Because right now I've only got 2 players playing in that double game week, and having a third wouldn't be that bad. Ross Barkley has potential to be one that I bring in. Obviously playing against Villa this week, it's a tough one to be wanting to back onto, but they could always get a result against Villa. You know, Carlton Morris potentially as well. Would be more of a next game week one, I think. When I do take Haaland out for, you know, potentially Carlton Morris. We're playing against Palace and Bournemouth. It'd be definitely a strange one, yeah, but it's a potential one. As I said, Barkley's probably one that screams out most. He's not done anything for the last 3 games, but goal and assist against Newcastle there. You know, he does get himself involved in the goals, but not as much as you want him to. 3 goals, 4 assists compared to Carlton Morris's 7 goals, 6 assists. And Adebayo could be back by then, to be fair, as well. Obviously, a hamstring injury, probably not, but you get 9 goals, 1 assist this year. But Carlton Morris is probably the one to go for. But it's who would go for him, if you get me. Obviously, Tony's going to stay in the team. He'll have to take out Solanke, who could be injured next week, or Haaland. We'll have to sit and wait on it, I guess. And we could be taking out Haaland for him. Anyone else playing that game week I want to look at? We'll look at Spurs, Villa and West Ham as well, just because it's worth looking at them. Looking at Spurs, I said the defence is quite injured right now. Udogie as well. It's not really worth backing on the defenders. I've already got Porro in my team, but it's one of them I'm going to sit on it. Richarlison, high potential to be doing well in these game weeks. Not done too much since Son got back, but you know, it's still got potential there. Maddison's back now permanently as well. Not done too much either, really, since Son got back. Son's been the main man still. Werner up front, I don't really want to touch that. Let's go to West Ham. That's how West Ham are looking. West Ham, I said I'm bringing in Bowen here, but would I want to bring in a different one? Would I potentially want to bring in Emerson Palmeira, who got a goal and an assist, but he's probably rode his luck a bit too high there. None of the other defenders really scream out to me. Bowen, obviously the main guy. I do like Kudus though. I do like Kudus. He got an assist last game week, and he is, you know, 3% owned compared to Bowen's. What's Bowen owned by? If we look at Bowen, 17% owned. He's the 6th highest owned midfielder, while Kudus is the 33rd highest owned midfielder. Kudus feels more tempting to me just because less people own him, and it's about getting these differentials. But you know, sometimes you just got to back players that everyone else has, so that you know when they do well, you can keep up with them. And Bowen's one of them that does do well. How many goals has he on this year so far? 14 goals, 2 assists, compared to Kudus, who has 6 goals, 5 assists. I mean, he's not far off. He's only 5 behind on Bowen. And if you look at probably the, you know, he's missed a few games here. He started 15 compared to Bowen starting 25 games. So Kudus has started a lot, 10 less games, and only got 4 less goal involvements. You know, Bowen had this really long dry spell here, but when he's on form, he is on form. He does like find that back of the net very easily. Oh, Kudus is tempting. He is tempting me right now. Came back from AFCON, got an assist. He had 2 assists coming back from AFCON. He had a bit dry spell here, but it's, you know, it's 2 tough games and that away fixture to Forest. But in the end, it matters. You know, the guy provides very well. Goal against United there, 2 goals against Wolves, a goal against Crystal Palace, 2 assists against Burnley, and didn't really start for the first few games of the season. Didn't really start getting into the team until game week 10. And from game week 10, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goal involvements, despite being missing 2 games because of AFCON. 10 goal involvements in 15 games. Hey man, it's tempting. It's tempting. Is it better than Bowen's 16 and 25? I don't know, man. I don't know. Potentially bringing Kudus here instead of Bowen, just for the consistency. Said I like a player that is going to be more consistent for me rather than these spells. I want someone who's going to be getting the points long term. So Kudus could be that guy for me. Yeah, I've got Elanga and Bailey, who I do think a bit of undercards at 4.2% owned and 1.5% owned. I like it. I do like a player like that. How many people own Son right now? Only 16% of people owning Son as well. See, I'm jumping the gun early with this one. And with them playing against Everton, I feel like Kudus has got a better chance to do something against Everton and Burnley than Bowen does. I know it's a weird statement, but I think Kudus is just the better player. Looking at Aston Villa, though, we'll go to Aston Villa. I said, I know who I want to bring in from Aston Villa. I've already got 2 Aston Villa players, and I know who would want to make that third one. And, you know, I contemplate bringing in Cash, but I'll stick with Pau Torres for now, because Pau Torres has got to get into this team soon. That leg injury's got to wear off soon, but he's on the bench for this week anyway. Douglas Luiz obviously being that guy that I want to bring in, but Watkins, 170 points, is a top point earner on the strikers. I've got you, Anna, 54% owned. After this game week, I'm going to take Haaland out and bring in Watkins for that Spurs game. I think is what I'm going to do. But Son and Kudus being the guys that I bring in this game week. Obviously, I've got 3 injuries in the team right now, and I'm not affecting either of those. But taking out De Bruyne against United is something I don't complain about because it's De Bruyne playing against United, and my bias is going to stay. And I'm also bringing out Garnacho just for the preparation work and him being one of the super midfielders because Elanga and Baylor are playing the game, and Saka's obviously going to be doing better than Garnacho. Do I want to touch the strikers? As I said, I could bring in Watkins this game week, to be fair, instead, and keep Garnacho in my team. But is it too much of a risk? What did he do last time they played Luton? Nothing. I remember I captained him because I was playing against Luton, and he did nothing. So no, we're gonna leave Slanky anyway. I want to leave Slanky for that game week. Pedro Porro is staying. Pau Torres is staying. They're the players that stay in the team. They're the players that are going to be in that team in that game week 29. These are transfers that we're going to make, and that is a team that we're going to have confirmed transfers. We still got our free hit and wild cards saved for later in the season. Kudus obviously coming into the team right now. I'm going to save the team like that. Slanky staying on the bench for that Burnley game. I might play. Do I play Slanky above Tony? Tony's going to want a goal against Chelsea. I might play him above Elanga, and then if you don't play, obviously Elanga comes off the bench. Yeah, we're happy with that. Dougherty, in case Pedro Porro don't play, I'm happy with that, to be fair. Who I want to captain this game week? We're going to captain Son. We are going to captain Son and vice captain Saka. No captain Haaland. A lot of people are going to captain Haaland against United the way we've been playing. But like hell am I going to do that? Like hell am I going to do that? I'm quite happy with the team's game week. You know, there's a few differentials in there, a few players that people don't have a lot of. I can't see many people, even though 60% owned, I can't see a lot of people starting him. Hopefully Elanga does something but Solanke doesn't play. I'm thinking Tony could do something against Chelsea, do some real damage against Chelsea's game week. He's at home as well. Could be an interesting one. I think that I'm happy with that team coming to that game week. And then obviously next game week, we're going to be looking at taking out Haaland, playing against Liverpool. I'm happy taking out Haaland as the one transfer next game week. Obviously, we could still get an injury between now and then. But Haaland looks like he's going to be the guy that I'm going to take out next week to bring in Watkins. Or, as I said, Carlton Morris potentially. We'll wait and see to get that double game week in and have an extra player coming into the team for that game week. But yeah, let me know who you want to bring in. Let me know what your plans are for the next few game weeks. Obviously, we've got 3 game weeks into the international break, and that's probably when I'll play my next wild card in that international break, depending on what the team's looking like and how I'm feeling about the team. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Guys, if you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe because there's more on its way. I thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers for watching, guys. Goodbye.